Hoplite, a Minecraft server released on September 18, 2023 via the Hoplite blog post on their website, claiming to be a brand new Minecraft server in the 1.20 space, with their owner SpeedSilver, a very well-known Minecraft YouTuber with over 3 million subscribers, at the helms of this server. Now, I made a video on Hoplite several months ago when it was in its beta stages, talking about how I thought at the time, with its, Battle Royale take on UHC, thinking that Hoplite itself could overtake Hypixel in player count. But if we take a quick look at the player counts right now, we can see that with Hypixel having a little over 51,000 current players online and Hoplite having only 820 players online. This isn't the only spot where we see Hoplite's decline. In videos, for example, that used to get 100,000 views during the peak time, now they only manage to scrape together 20,000 views. So what happened to Hoplite? Why did it lose so much potential, and is there a foreseeable comeback for this once very popular Minecraft server? Well, first we need to take a look at the core gameplay. What was it? UHC. And SpeedSilver is no stranger to UHC. He used to be a very popular UHC YouTuber on SpeedSilver, his original Hypixel YouTube channel, and amassed nearly 300,000 subscribers. SpeedSilver was one of the top UHC players of the time. Speed would play a ton of UHC between 2017 and 2019, ultimately leaving after two major factors: the fall of UHC because of the blatant cheater problem at the time, and Hypixel Skyblock. Subsequently, he would continue to upload on other channels, but then in 2023, and a little bit before that, he would spend around $100,000 developing his own Minecraft server. I wouldn't say to compete with Hypixel in the back of his head, but it might have been an afterthought. And long story short, that's where we end up with Hoplite. Now, in itself, this new server was amazing. It had updated to 1.20, which gave a new aspect of playability, so it wasn't just the same 1.8 PvP that we've all come to know with UHC, but also it introduced some new kits, items, and even a proximity chat mod, which is something that 1.8 players have never really had the opportunity to use before. SpeedSilver uploaded videos on his second channel, SpeedSilver Plus, showcasing Hoplite, and it wasn't like they didn't just get 10,000 views, but his first video on Hoplite Battle Royale got over 1 million views. Because of this massive influx of views, SpeedSilver's good editing, pacing, and timing for his videos, a lot of people flocked to Hoplite. The server would see thousands of new players and even peaked at an all-time record concurrent of 2,000 concurrent players. This massive explosion in popularity, and with the YouTube side of things going extremely well not only for SpeedSilver but for many other creators who got hundreds of thousands of views from uploading on the server, it made everyone seem like Hypixel was about to have a massive fall. And that's what made me make my video originally 7 months ago. I thought that Hoplite had a lot of potential because it was a new 1.20 server that had, game modes considering that could compete with Hypixel, and with new gameplay and mechanics. I figured that if this server continued to grow, that they could just easily overtake Hypixel because, well, they were planning on adding minigames at the time. This was around late October, early November when I covered the whole thing. I thought, yeah, this server's got in the bag. They could easily get up to like 10,000 concurrent players and easily start gunning for Hypixel's top dollar. However, as I said earlier in the video, Hoplite only had 820 concurrent players on at 1:43 p.m. at my time, obviously. So what happened to the server? I mean, it definitely had some high expectations, but it's already seeing its first bit of fall off. So with all that explanation on how Hoplite got all successful in the first place, let's talk about what's going on with their little bit of fall off. For starters, the whole build of UHC itself. UHC on Hypixel got very boring and repetitive very quickly. This comes from the fact that kits are very expensive on UHC on Hypixel, as well as the blatant cheater situation that has plagued UHC for many years at this point. I swear, bro, I hopped into a UHC game the other day just for a little bit of fun, just to, have some fun and chill out. And dude, I got B-offed on instantly, bro. It was not fun. And with all those deters, I could see why a new player may not even want to give a chance to, Hypixel UHC, considering I've already made a video in the last week about how, the whole false banning and watchdog anti-cheat situation, it's just been terrible. And I'm not going to sit here and say Hoplite has a squeaky clean anti-cheat either, but with it being a smaller server, it means that less cheaters are flocking there and, you know, career hacking on Hoplite, which at the end of the day does make it a little bit easier for newer players to come and go. But back to the whole UHC thing itself. UHC as a whole is very like content depraving because the way it is, I mean, they're very similar. I mean, they both have kits, special items, special abilities, all that jazz. But what makes it so repetitive is that there's a ceiling to all that. You can make new custom things, and it'll be fun, but it'll only be fun for a few months maximum. And once you hit that ceiling with players, they're going to want to find something bigger, something better, something new and refreshing. A game mode that does this on Hypixel is Skyblock, and this is one of the biggest reasons why Hypixel even still has relevancy in the modern day. Skyblock as a game mode has so many custom items and so many different cross paths. The gameplay is new, constantly refreshing, and something to do. I mean, it is a time gating prison, but at the same time, I have to give it credit. It does do a lot for the Minecraft community, especially in multiplayer. But Battle Royale is a little bit different. The gameplay can get very rinse and repeat, same down and dry, and this isn't even a thing with Hoplite Battle Royale. I mean, Fortnite, for example, if you play it a lot, it gets very boring and repetitive. Especially this season with all the cars. And that's kind of what Hoplite's found itself falling into. The gameplay's kind of getting boring and repetitive, and it's not really being grown upon. But they also have mini games to fall back on, right? Well, not necessarily. At the time of recording this, 1:58 p.m., man, I'm really struggling with this commentary. Anyways, so at the time of recording, there's only a maximum of about 50 to 60 players on duels. Even just comparing that to Hypixel with several hundred players on duels, this is not a way to remain consistent with server growth. Another thing that I've seen in other videos that have talked about Hoplite's doomed failure is the toxicity in the community. Now, there's always toxicity in any game. In fact, I've even said some toxic things in videos before myself. But the difference is you don't want to find a new game or even a new server to play if it's just toxic. I mean, this isn't 2B2T here after all. Most people, when they're looking for a new game or a new server, whatever, they want to find a chill, calm community that's welcoming and teaching. But no, some of the stuff I've seen in the Hoplite Discord is actually kind of crazy. And honestly, it reminds me of my own Discord server and sometimes. But as a new player, I would be very turned off to the fact that if there was a lot of toxicity in the community, then I would most likely just overlook the server entirely. Now, do I think that Hoplite is going to continue to decline? I think yes, but I don't think it's necessarily all their fault. Sure, they do have some faults, but once again, all servers have faults. I think it's necessarily going to come down to the fact that Minecraft itself as a whole is going to start declining soon, and it already has been. It's suffering a pretty sharp decline because, well, Minecraft content's very hard to innovate on. What's been done multiple times will be continued to be done multiple times in the near future, and it's super hard to get a original, very lucrative video idea. And I think that's what Hoplite is falling under, is the innovation fallacy, essentially where they've already had everything that can be done and said about their game kind of talked about in the YouTube space at least, and that's leading to a decline in people making videos about the game. For example, YouTube's Skata, which is the other one I referenced earlier in the video, literally went an entire month without uploading. Generally, when you make videos on games, you want to upload them pretty consistently, but the last uploads I'm seeing here is a day, a month, and then 2 months ago. So in that regard, it's already looking like Hoplite has hit a progression wall for YouTube. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts below on this because I think that, Hoplite, it may not overtake Hypixel, but it still can cement itself as a very good server in the 1.20 community. Let me know your thoughts down below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.